Hey there, Cancer. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. Welcome to my digital living room, the ideal place to do your social distancing, but still get a little, little parasocial tastiness. Cancer, we're living in weird times. And as I was tuning into your energy before we got started, what I was feeling was a little bit of like almost like a hyperventilating feeling and a little bit of impatience, and Spirit is asking you to sit back, take a deep breath, really drop your shoulders. Remember that every time we breathe, something that we take for granted, something that we forget that we even do, we are bringing in clean, enlivening oxygen, and we are releasing CO2 and other toxins through our breath. So as you sit through this reading, maybe as you go about your day, maybe as you go through all of March, maybe you put a little, a notice somewhere, a visual trigger somewhere to remind you that every time you breathe, you are undergoing a transformation and a detox, and to take that moment. Because when we let it go, it's a little less potent. But when we're doing something like meditation or just being mindful of going through one breath cycle, we can make it that much more potent. That inhalation of energy and light, and that exhalation of waste and detox and what I no longer need. Okay? Okay. Now, let's get into your cards. We've waited long enough. Let's see what's going on with Cancer in the month of March, what you want to know, and how best to move forward as you go through it. Dang. There are certain cards that have just been following all of the signs that I've read so far, Cancer, and already you have one of them. Very interesting. Unburden yourself. That's what I just heard. Some of you are going to be letting go of like an extra or like additional job. I have to say, Cancer, if you are one of these people who's like, damn, am I gonna have to let go of this job or temporarily like stop doing this business or this venture or this, creative project, I want to give you reassurance that that's temporary, okay? We have the Five of Cups at the center of your reading. This card has shown up in a couple of readings before this one. Again, we're in weird times. It is a mournful time. It is a time when and especially for an empathic sign like you, Cancer, like a water sign, hello, Cups. Like, it's very hard for you not to even just get sad looking at other people's spilled cups. Not to just get sad looking at like, God, is this really the state of the world right now? And this is I'm just going to say what I'm hearing, okay, Cancer, because clearly this is on some of your minds. The past, where we want to see him if we got to see him, is the devil. Now, quick reminder, if you haven't been here before or if you're not aware, the devil in tarot isn't anything to be afraid of. It does not represent evil. The devil is not Satan. Tarot is pre-Christian. He's much more related to Pan. It's all about temptation. It's all about the darkness. Now, not darkness meaning as we in a very simplified dualistic society refer to as like light is good and dark is bad. No. Light is conscious, dark is unconscious. We have both, we need both, yin-yang, solar, lunar, etc. I think you have faced a little bit of your darkness. I think some of you have realized that there are certain habits or certain desires that are not healthy for you. This is, Spirit is having me relate it back to how they were describing every breath as like a detox. I want to give you a lot of encouragement that I feel that you're bringing yourself back into balance. That facing that darkness, that acknowledging where you feel pain or where you feel let down or where maybe you even feel like you may have failed. That this is not the time to look over your shoulder and regret. It's okay to mourn when we need to mourn. Let me not rush you on that. That is not the point of what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you have resigned yourself that you are leaving something behind, go ahead and turn and go forward. Because it's very tempting and very easy to want to look over our shoulder and be like, well, what happened with it? How's it going to go? Is it still going to happen? Maybe you used to be the leader of this thing and somebody else is going to have to take it over because of certain circumstances or what have you. You're going to have plenty to do. That's what Spirit's telling me. Like, if you're worried that you're not going to be left with anything to do, you're going to have plenty to do, Cancer, and you will be taking the lead. King of Wands. This is one of those cards. All of us kind of, it seems like so far at least, like all of us were really being asked to step up in terms of how we, this is punny, but lead our lives. What am I doing to move things forward? What am I doing to get healthy? Not even physically necessarily, although, you know, it's all connected. What could I purge? What could I detox from my life to move a little faster, to have a little more activity and communication and adventure come into my life, which it is. This Eight of Wands is sitting in the future. Now, as we're talking about the future, I want to bring you to the two cards that showed up in the key position. The Hanged One and the Ten of Wands. So, sacrificing maybe one or two of your burdens over here on the Ten of Wands is all it might take to get the other 8 moving at light speed. So, now I'm going to bring you over to where you find yourself. Seven of Swords, perhaps feeling a little guilty as you walk out on a situation. Perhaps feeling a little guilty as you're like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and like cut my losses, or I'm going to take what's mine and I'm going to go. Sometimes that's all you can do. And I feel that that is what is right. That's why I'm telling you, don't look over your shoulder. Take your swords, and if you're leaving two behind, this is what Spirit is saying is like, for some of you, this kind of like equates to partial success. Like, I got some of what I wanted, but not everything. But it's a lot better than this. It's a lot better than standing here continuing to cry over spilled milk when the milk is damn well spilled. The Five of Cups and the fives in general, random tarot lesson, are tests. And part of the test is not to lose yourself. Again, Spirit's bringing you back to that King of Wands and being like, who am I? Don't lose yourself in this grief. Don't lose yourself in these deep, understandably like murky waters. You have things to do. You have things you can do moving forward. You don't have to go at light speed. I feel like you will soon. In the meantime, slow and steady wins the race. In the meantime, Spirit is saying, if you can't run at full speed right now because of, again, circumstances, then Knight of Pentacles is encouraging you, before you get to the Eight of Wands, make sure the ground is smooth. Lay the groundwork. Maybe you can't be out there doing your creative thing, but you can be in your home studying your character, editing your piece, whatever. There are things that you can be doing. There are ways to take advantage of this. You know, if somebody comes and drops a whole fucking fuck ton of manure on our lawn, we can go, oh, there's shit all over my lawn. Or we can go, huh, what could I do with this? Maybe I could fertilize the whole place and it's gonna stink for a month or two. But after that month or two of things kind of stinking, kind of being difficult, I'm going to have a beautiful, verdant, green, well-nourished yard. And then I'm going to be like, bam, I'm on my way. So what you get, make something of it. There is generosity being exchanged this month. You are both on the giving and receiving end, is what Spirit is saying. So Cancer, you know, one of the cures for times that we get lost in ourselves, lost perhaps in grief or depression or etc., One of the best cures is to offer your service, your time, your money to a cause or to people that need it. Remember how very blessed you are, and make it a point this month to share a little bit of those blessings. Whatever way. You don't need to give away your money if you don't have a lot of money. You don't need to give away your time if you don't have a lot of time. But what can you give? Maybe that just looks like filming a pep talk for a friend of yours or a family member that you know is in like a little bit of a situation. You're like, this is going to brighten their day. Or I'm going to take my time to go and get a bunch of canned food, and I'm going to take it to this place where I know that there's a large homeless population, and I'm not even going to go interact. I'm just going to drop a big box of food right here where people can get it. In whatever way it moves you and is possible for you to be generous with your time, your skills, your money, whatever, try to give of yourself, because it's a good way also to remind yourself of how very much you have. That if I'm complaining that I don't have enough money, like that I want more money, there is somebody that has none. There is somebody who has less than none. So even if I have $2 in my pocket, somebody, maybe I could give one of those to somebody because it's not going to hurt me, but it could make all the difference in the world to them. That's what Spirit is saying, okay? These are the times when we find out who we are. And these are the times when we find out who other people are. Be somebody that you'll be proud of. Feel like, again, if there's any concern that your projects are going to get stalled, or maybe even like going to fall apart because of a stall, I don't feel that that's the case. I feel this is a temporary, sacred pause. There are more opportunities out here. There are more choices out here for you. Right now may be the time to hunker down and lay groundwork, because the time for the adventure is coming up afterward. The time for things to be moving like crazy, for, you know, maybe you were laying all this groundwork, like rewriting your resume and sending out a bunch of applications to places, and a month and a half goes by and you're just like, look, I'm just going to keep my nose, you know, on the grindstone. I'm going to do what the Knight of Pentacles does and keep my eye on what is, you know, 30 to 50 feet in front of me, not trying to project myself all the way to the top of this mountain that I'm looking at, because if I look all the way at the top and I see where I am with respect to the top of that mountain, I might just go, fuck. But if I keep an eye on what's right in front of me, and I remember one day at a time, slow and steady wins the race, I'm absolutely going to be presented with invitations to move on and to do things that are befitting of my station. So this is a great month for self-improvement, is actually what I'm hearing, Cancer. If you are going through a mourning period or a difficult time, it's time to look at that heartbreak. It's time to look at what kind of thoughts your feelings are generating, and to ask yourself if it's serving you or not. And to ask you if it's healthy or not, the way that you're experiencing it. And to transmute a little of your pain by healing the pain of other people. In, again, whatever way is actually feasible to you, and that doesn't add another duty to your plate, okay? You have enough projects. Even if they go temporarily on pause, things are going to be moving fast, very shortly. For now, to the extent that you can, unburden yourself. Part of unburdening yourself is just not asking yourself to be at the top of Mount Everest when you are going to be... It's like, take time to be proud of yourself for making it to Base Camp 1, okay? What percentage of the population makes it to even Base Camp 1 of Mount Everest, let alone the top? Be fucking proud that you are one of the few and the proud, all right? King of Wands. Take control. You're a leader. The things that you're setting up for yourself right now are what are going to bear fruit in the future. So ask yourself what you're setting up for yourself right now. Is it positive? Is it negative? It's going to grow. What we bury grows. What we cultivate grows. What are you cultivating, Cancer? And is it going to grow into something that you want? And if there's a couple of these, you know, things in your garden that look more like weeds than produce, weed them out and move on. Because you're going to be going fast. Fast. And it's going to be fun. That's the other thing Spirit's telling me about this. It's going to be fast and it's going to be fun. So whatever you're willing and able and ready to let go of that has been holding you back, that has been keeping you from growing, an addiction, an obsession, a habit that has kept you here, we're detoxing from that. We're detoxing. We're signing up for the no bullshit diet. And any bullshit that is delivered to us despite ourselves, we're going to use to fertilize our garden. We're going to grow something beautiful. All right? We're going to need some delicious snacks to take on our epic adventure, all right? You're almost on your way, Cancer. Give yourself time to process and to choose what is worth cultivating and what is it's time to weed out. All right? Love, love, love to you, Cancer. I really hope that this is helpful. And I would love if you have questions, if you have comments, I would love to hear how you feel about this. It's also really helpful for the channel and helps me grow, helps spread it out to other people and get the message to more people. So I would appreciate it in that regard too. Thank you for being here, Cancer. I am wishing you and your loved ones much love, great health, many blessings. And if I don't see you in a reading before then I hope I see you in April. Bye, Cancer.